They're at the top of their game. Two Formula One gladiators fighting tooth and nail for world motorsport's ultimate prize. But as the pressure has skyrocketed, so is the animosity between Mercedes' Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, both desperate to hold the upper hand. Austria was the pair's messiest battle yet, with a nightmare clash on the final lap, sending the team into meltdown ahead of its home race at Silverstone.
Generally through my career I've been ahead, and I do have the last two championships.
The key to unlocking the final step towards the world title, I'm looking for it for sure all the time, fighting for it.
Both have plenty to gain and even more to lose. Has the battle only just begun at Mercedes? You're watching The Inside Line. It's a recipe for success and disaster. A team with a race-winning car and two world-class drivers, both of whom would give anything for victory. Nigel Mansell and Nelson Piquet at Williams. Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost at McLaren. Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber at Red Bull Racing. All explosive combinations that delivered results and acrimony. And the same is now happening at benchmark squad Mercedes, between the reigning world champion Lewis Hamilton and teammate Nico Rosberg. The latest flashpoint coming in Austria, where the pair clashed on the final lap, forcing management to question their freedom. The tension has been rising for a few years now. We got a taste of it in 2014, most notably in Bahrain, when the pair fought tooth and nail for the first time, and again in Belgium, where they clashed, forcing Hamilton to retire. 2015 was a Hamilton railroading, 10 wins and 17 podiums from 19 races. But Rosberg rose in the later stages after their clash in Austin, where the Brit forced the German off the road at turn 1, a move returned to him less than a year later in Spielberg. After Hamilton sealed his third title at the Circuit of the Americas, Rosberg won 2015's final 3 races in dominant style from Mexico to Abu Dhabi. He's kept that momentum going into 2016, shaking up the pecking order. The German now able to bring everything together when it matters. Heading into this season, the mood within the team was cool and calm.
We've raced for 3 years now. You know, it's been tough up and down, but I think we've had the most successful that any team has ever been, and that's the two of us. You know, we're involved in that.
But 4 straight wins by the German destroyed the peace, especially with Hamilton swamped off the line from pole in Australia, contact dropping him down the order in Bahrain, and technical issues in qualifying, forcing him to start last in China and 10th in Russia. Hamilton's paranoia has also been fed by his dwindling power unit stock. The Brit is on his 5th turbocharger and MGUH, and his 3rd of all the others, compared with Rosberg, who's not used more than 3 of any component. Add to that the nightmare scenario in Spain, where Rosberg closed the door on Hamilton into turn 3, forcing a crash that took them both out. And of course, the well-publicized last lap clash in Austria, and you've got a lot of deep-seated pain to deal with. The real challenge for the squad now will be how it manages the drivers moving forward, and whether team orders are brought in to ensure both cars get home in their best possible position. Since Austria, Hamilton and Rosberg have been strongly reminded that taking your teammate out is forbidden, and that there's far bigger consequences if the carnage continues.
the question I got asked before the winter was if the escalation, if the rivalry would escalate to a point that it becomes very difficult for the team, what would be the solution? And my answer was, well, then we would need to consider the lineup.
We didn't get round 2 last weekend in Silverstone, with Rosberg unable to match Hamilton's pace on the wet tyres. But you can bet there will be more clashes between the two as the season progresses and the pressure intensifies.